Well, well, well. The Bears made the playoffs. Isn't that great? Oh, God. What did I fucking tell you? Oh, please, please. We made the playoffs. We made the playoffs. We made the playoffs. Oh, great. Now that's an excuse for guys in management, guys in the freaking staff to stay. Guys like Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy. That gives them an excuse because they made the playoffs. That's the second time Matt Nagy's made the playoffs. Oh, wonderful. Only to we found out that he's apparently play calling again. Oh, now I know why freaking that first half in Jacksonville was ugly. You know, you're probably also going to retain fucking Chuck Pagano, who doesn't know how to call a defense anymore. Yeah, wonderful. That sounds wonderful. Oh, on top of it, you get in the playoffs with an L to the Green Bay Packers, who everybody was in their mama's shoes saying, this is our time. This is our chance. Let's beat these guys. And guess what? Y'all get your asses handed. So much for that shit talk. I thought the freaking Bears were going to pull what Ohio State against Clemson when Clemson was talking all this trash and all this stuff like that. I hear the Packers talking all this junk. I'm like, okay, so that means by logic, the Bears are going to come out and beat these guys' butts and make it known, oh no, not today. But guess what? The Packers backed up their talk. And guess what? They not only secured the first seed, they got the job done and won, which I told you, Bear fans, would happen. I don't understand. Just listen. Listen to the smart Bear fans. Listen to the smart Bear fans that know what the hell that means. Oh, yeah, that's great. And then now we're making the playoffs. What about the future? So when I see Bear fans on Twitter saying, well, don't get mad at Bear fans who are happy that we're making the playoffs, bullshit. Don't you want to make the play? Yeah, making the playoffs is good. But don't you want to make the playoffs on a consistent basis? Like year after year after year with a consistently good team where you're not ripping your hair out? Yeah, wonderful. I said it like I said it before. I'll say it again. The little win streak we went on to get into the playoffs were beating bad teams. The Vikings, the Texans, and the Jaguars. What all commonplace in those three teams that are all the same. They didn't make the playoffs, and they're all not good. So I'm looking this week as a Bears fan who is like, has some doubts. I want to see, okay, what are you going to do against a legit playoff team? Are you going to go out there and compete with them toe-to-toe? You know, and even if you go down in defeat, it's by a close margin. Or you go out and you try to upset them, which I wanted to see them actually go out and win instead of go out and lose. They didn't do that. More importantly, they got blown out. So that doesn't instill any more confidence in me. Because guess who we play next week? The fucking Saints. But we made the playoffs, Camfrey 15. We made the playoffs. Yeah, only to be the quickest first-round exit. We might be next to one of the NFC East teams and who's going to be getting the playoffs based on whoever wins the Washington-Philadelphia game. We'll probably be the second-worst team entering the playoffs. The second-worst NFL team to make the playoffs at 8-8 with barely an inch of an offense that will not threaten any defense, any good defense within a striking distance. And when you have your defense who's supposed to apparently where all this money's tied up into, all this friggin' glitz and glamour, all these all-pro players or stuff like that, and they can't stop worth a damn, a good quarterback, get a few stops, get 3 picks when they had chances to! Doesn't lead me to believe that we're going to beat Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Alvin Kamara, and the damn freaking New Orleans Saints offense. In terms of the Bears offense, guess what? We're not. You're really, oh, great. Malcolm Jenkins, Cam Jordan, all the other good players freaking New Orleans has. They're not going to be scared of Mitchell Trubisky, even though it's going to be a different matchup as opposed to the Nick Foles matchup. Oh, boy. Listen, you can blame me in the comment section. I don't give a fuck. This team is an easy first round exit. And for Bear fans who want to have an excuse, well, I'm just glad to see my team freaking go play another week because we made the playoffs. First things first, you need to get checked personally. Because if you really have that mindset, you're already a loser Bear fan regardless. You're the same type of Bear fans that'll be crying when the freaking Bears are losing next week to the New Orleans Saints in a blowout. That's what it's going to be. Did anything in this game give you any confidence that we can go out there and beat the Saints? That's right, crickets. I don't care. I don't care. You can ask every damn Bear fan to the honest degree. And for all the Bear fans saying, oh, we had all that momentum, yada, 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 that momentum's dead after losing the Packers the way they did. Let's get into the freaking thing. Mitchell Trubisky in the offense. I remember a few weeks ago that everybody was up and hollering. We scored over 30 points for 4 straight games. Isn't that fucking great, guys? Isn't that fucking great? We got an offense. We got an offense. Well, how many points were we held to today? Fucking 16. Where are all y'all at talking about where's the offensive production we saw? I'm waiting. Oh, wait. We played a good defense in the Green Bay Packers, who held us to more field goals than TDs. So your point is already dead. And your point makes my point valid of us playing good, bad teams. That's how we got over 20 plus points for four straight games. Where are all those Bear fans now? Please. Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky's resurgence. Cut short. No touchdowns, guys. But we should bring Mitchell Trubisky back. Yeah, let's bring him back when he never feared the Packers defense. Literally, that game came down if Mitchell Trubisky was going to make the Packers defense actually respect his arm. That Packers defense does not respect Mitchell Trubisky's arms in the 4 years they played against that kid. Never, ever respected him. They just played the run, and they did their jobs. And that's credit to the Packers defense and Mike Pettit for calling that defense. Credit to them. They knew exactly what this Bears offense was. Oh, yeah, they beat those bad teams. Yeah, they run the ball. But until Trubisky beats us with his arm when it matters most, what's going to happen? Most of those, and come to think about it, the offense, in my opinion, first things first, I'm going to turn this shit off. First things first. The Bears offense, in my opinion, my personal opinion, did nothing that entire game to scare the Packers into thinking that, oh, we are going to take it to you guys. All I saw was shut down passes to the running back or anybody, or Cole Kmet or Darnell Mooney, or essentially 5-yard hitches. That's all I saw. The only time we saw deep play Mitch was that one catch to Mooney, that interception, then incompletions made that some aren't his fault. Since I want to be fair to the Bear fans or the Mitchell Trubisky dick suckers who can't freaking just understand this guy is not the guy. But okay, he beats a few bad teams and the dick suckers are back on his bandwagon again. But I'm the one who's bad of judger. Yeah. You will not convince me we can win with Mitchell Trubisky. So keep trying to convince me that Mitchell Trubisky is the apparent guy, and we should bring Mitchell Trubisky back, even if it's 1 year. No, I'll take my chances with a quarterback coming out of the draft, whoever that fuck is, whoever the hell it is. Jesus. Yeah, the offense. Listen, the offense did much of nothing to threaten this Packers defense. The only thing that threatened them was probably Cole Kmet, Darnell Mooney, and David Montgomery's running. But when the game mattered most and you had to put the ball in Mitch's hands, He never came through, other than that one big pass play to Darnell Mooney. Again, on the offense, what was up with the damn red zone play calling? Totally went back to what it used to on the losing streak, huh, guys? Back to conservative play calling, where they'd rather just go kick field goals instead of make freaking touchdowns. For example, after completing the deep pass play to freaking Mooney, what do I see? Run, check down pass, stop, kick for field goal. Didn't even threaten the ball into the end zone. Which means, guess what? You're playing scared to lose than playing aggressive to win. So going in the Saints game doesn't lead me to be any confidence. The Saints defense, all they got to do is just stop the run and make Mitchell Trubisky throw. It's the same thing with Mitchell Trubisky we've seen the last 4 years. Until he can prove to you he can beat you with his arm, keep doing everything to freaking get him upset and make sure you take down all his best stuff. And also contain him in the pocket, which he barely ran this game. So, yeah, great way to use your freaking athleticism and your freaking, stuff when you're going to be a pocket passing quarterback. Again, but I'm hearing from Bear fans, yeah, let's bring him back on a 1-year deal. That sounds nice. Please tell me, please, because if they do that, guess what? Which is probably going to happen. If they do that, don't expect the Bears to make the playoffs anytime soon until they freaking get a quarterback to develop. Get out of their asses and get out of your freaking favoritism asses and actually have a vision to where you want this team to be going forward. Yeah, against the bad teams, you can do all that, scoring 20-plus points per game. Against the good teams, against good defenses, that ain't going to happen. That ain't not going to happen. That's like a miracle. So, yeah. If you ask me, the offensive standouts in the game were probably, like I said, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, and David Montgomery. Oh, wait. Your future. Moving on to the defense, because the fucking defense, man. Talk about a fall from fucking grace. At one point, this defense was legit great. Teetered down a little bit in 2019. It was pretty good in this year until really some part in the losing streak. And then this defense, actually by the Lions game, gave up. This defense cannot get a stop within a lick of its life. So even with a Drew Brees who probably can't even throw the ball down the field more than 15 yards like he used to, guess what? It don't matter because this defense is getting carved up regardless. This defense couldn't get a stop against Aaron Rodgers to save his life in that first half. And when it finally did, it was like, oh, that's great. I'm seeing missed tackles on the first drive. Oh, wait. We had 3 fucking chances to pick off Aaron Rodgers when, personally, in those points in those games, in each point of those games, you needed to pick because that could have changed the game. But for some reason, every time we play Aaron Rodgers and we have a chance to intercept the ball, I'm looking at Eddie Jackson, Kevin Vildor, and Josh Woods. Just like back in 2018 in week 1, like Kyle Fuller did when he had a chance to seal the deal, what happened? Oh, let's get Butterfingers now and drop the picks. Oh, but that's the reason why we can't freaking ever beat the Packers, because we never force the Packers to make mistakes. This Bears defense made too many mistakes. Technically, if you ask me, this entire team made too many mistakes for itself to save itself. The Bears made too many damn mistakes to end up trying to win this game. And when you make too many, mistakes and don't cash in on opportunities, like AKA that fumble you had earlier in the game. Oh, don't think I forgot about that. Like that fumble earlier in the game, and you only got 3 points out of that when you should be getting a touchdown. Yeah, that's wonderful. Sounds really freaking good. Again, this defense is getting carved up. So, again, leads me to believe that even with a hindrance to Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, those boys, whoever it is, whoever the running back is, if the running backs come out, Alvin Kamara, if he comes back in time for the game, guess what? They're going to carve us up. Oh, and don't get me started about Chuck Pagano. After this game, Chuck Pagano needs to be fired. like, fired. Like, dude needs to be demoted. They need to go get themselves a better defensive coordinator. Because Chuck Pagano ain't it, guys. He ain't it. This dude is calling plays. I don't know what coverages he's calling, first things first. And almost damn near every Aaron Rodgers throw, there was a point in the game where Aaron Rodgers was damn nearly perfect. Like, I didn't even think by the end of the first half, he was damn nearly perfect. Had all completions completed. First things first, the defense he was calling was so easy for Aaron Rodgers to decipher. There were guys left and right this game I just saw were wide open. And I'm watching my screen and I'm like, why are there receivers on the Green Bay Packers wide open? One of them was a touchdown to number 49 of the Packers. Complete coverage bust because some idiot isn't covering a guy. Honestly, at this point, I was like at my TV, get your hands on a guy and cover them. Like, do we need to continuously call man coverage for these guys, for these DBs, these linebackers to understand who to cover? Because these guys apparently don't know what to do in zone coverage. You know. Another issue in the freaking Pagano freaking play calling freaking doo-doo head, whatever it was going on in his head. Many times, and I mean many times this game, and probably the most atrocious one was the freaking easy touchdown throw from Rodgers to Valdes-Scantling, I believe, where he had Danny Trevathan covering wide receivers. If you have a linebacker like Danny Trevathan, who's up there older in age, who barely can run like he used to, regardless, you still have a linebacker on a damn wide receiver, that is a fireable offense. If you're having linebackers covering wide receivers, who's going to win that matchup? 100% goes to wide receiver, especially if it's Valdes-Scantling or Davante Adams. But no, what I kept seeing on my screen, Danny Trevathan covering wide receivers, which takes me back to the first couple of games this season. That sounds fucking smart. Why are we blitzing corners and DBs instead of blitzing Danny Trevathan? That's dumb play calling. Yeah, let's send a corner on a blitz who's not going to cover, Davante Adams or a Valdes-Scantling, and let's have Danny Trevathan do that. Even if that was Roquan, that's a crime within itself. You cannot have linebackers covering speedy receivers like that. And when I saw that fade route like that and Danny Trevathan was the man covering him, come on. So that's enough. Duke Shelley, I guess, wasn't as good as he was, so he's just as bad as Buster Screen. It seems like we're also going to have to look for a slot corner in the draft as well, or some slot corner in free agency who can do their job effectively, because Duke Shelley was getting burnt like crisp toast. This defense, man, the last few weeks have regressed so bad that guess what? They're only going to give another embarrassing performance in the playoffs against the New Orleans Saints. So don't come to me saying we have a chance. No, we don't. And you are lying if you really believe we have a chance against the Saints. So congratulations. The Bears proved me wrong. I said weeks ago that the Bears wouldn't make the playoff. Well, they made the playoffs. That's great. Only to be a first-round exit. And I saw a tweet say this perfectly. What's the point, in the Bears losing, to make the playoffs still? And guess what? You still have to go up against the Saints. Doesn't exactly leave me with a vote of confidence. Because what's the point at that? Literally, what's the point? Yeah, we made the playoffs in a losing effort, getting embarrassed yet again to your rivals, the Green Bay Packers, who have your numbers for years, for the past decade. The only time you beat the Packers was that one time in 2018. After that, never ever can beat the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. God, I cannot wait till that guy retires. Which is honestly every damn Bear fan's thing. We barely got any pressure on him to begin with, so guess what? That doesn't work out for us in the long run. And to end off this video, like I said, yep, the Bears made the playoffs. Congratulations. We made the playoffs. That's wonderful. Only to be one of the quickest first-round exits ever. And we'll go to show you that this team was a mediocre team because will be 2 weeks they played a really good team back-to-back. And guess what? They failed to do their jobs. They got burnt. They got toast. This offense doesn't scare a good team worth a lick. So don't come to me by saying, well, yada, 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 this, yada, 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 offense that, yada, 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 Mitch this. Barely did anything. Barely did anything. Wasn't it Terry Bradshaw on the Fox pregame show saying that Mitchell Trubisky is going to throw freaking 3 touchdowns? He threw no touchdowns and 1 pick and barely scared the Packers defense with his damn arm. So please come back to me when we lose in the first round, and I'll be again saying, I told you so. And I said regardless. Regardless of how the season ends, whether they make the playoffs or not, changes need to happen. Phillips needs to go. Pace needs to go. Nagy needs to go. And you need to operate the organization and do business different. But guess what? Now that they made the playoffs, no changes are probably going to happen now. We don't know about Ted Phillips. There's rumors saying he will reportedly retire, which I call firing. But okay. But guess what? Pace and Nagy can now go up to the McCaskey and say, see, we still made the playoffs. We had a little bit of slip up, but we could have maybe got a better playoff positioning. But still, regardless, we made the playoffs. And guess what? They're going to stay, and they're going to be the same issues going forward. And this team is going to be stuck in mediocrity again for another year instead of firing guys, cleaning house, and actually taking this job seriously and actually respecting the fact that the city of Chicago wants a fucking team to actually go out there and be good consistently. Because let me check. I ain't no damn most of the fans in Chicago for those things. But what is the apparently only good team in Chicago? Oh, wait, the fucking White Sox. You got the Cubs losing, everybody trading away guys looking like they want to go and rebuild. The Blackhawks suck. The Bulls are still trash. I'm not even fans of all those teams. I'm a Clippers fan, and I'm an Angels fan, and a Bears fan. The Bears, they still suck because they're still in the same revolving door of mediocrity. So the White Sox are the best team in Chicago? Shocking, when it should be the Bears were the best team. It's funny because 2 years ago, I'm like, the Bears have finally turned the corner and they want to be respected. Now, they're still mediocre. Again, please put in the comment section if you feel confident about this, them going to the playoffs. Because after this game, I don't feel confident at all. Not at all. You really think after playing a good team like the Packers? Now, if you lost in a close game where it's like a 1-score game, okay, I'd be like, okay, maybe we can actually have a chance against the Saints. But after getting blown up by the Saints, or after getting blown up by the Packers, I have no confidence in this team whatsoever. So again, I'm looking for those offensive hierarchy people. I'm looking for those Mitch fans, Mitch dick suckers that apparently are still around saying, it's not Mitch's fault. It's not Mitch's fault. It was the defense's fault. I'm not saying that it wasn't the defense's fault too. They had their mess ups as well. But Mitch definitely didn't help on the offense side of the ball when he needed to put the ball in his hand. The dude almost had the same amount of picks Rodgers almost threw. He almost threw 3 picks today. 1 in the red zone at the end of the first half, and then 1 on a 4th down, forcing it to Allen Robinson. Yeah, but I have to hear we should bring him back, which the Bears are probably going to do. They're going to bring him back. They're going to try to run it back, supposedly. And guess what? They're going to probably have a tougher schedule, I think, going into next year. So, fine, run it back. You're just going to be in the same position. So, congratulations. The Bears made the playoffs. Your 2020 Bears made the playoffs. They rebounded from the failure of 2019 only to be a first-round exit. So, I guess you'll see me next week for another week for Bears recap against the New Orleans Saints. Now, if they can shock me and beat the Saints, oh, please. You may be giving me a little hope, but guess what? It's only going to get a tougher road than that. The Saints, trust me, we're not beating the Saints. So, congratulations for everybody saving their jobs. And back to the revolving door of mediocrity. Anyways, guys, this has been Camper 15. I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your day now that we made the playoffs. Because apparently the Cardinals were so damn dumb not to put Kyler Murray back on the field, even though it's a winner-go-home situation for them. I don't know why they didn't do that, and they didn't tell Kyler Murray to suck it up and actually go out there and go help win his team when their backup completely is garbage. Man, talk about that. I would be more heated if I was a damn Cardinals fan. How can you not trot out Kyler Murray? At least if he's on a one leg, guess what? He still gives you a better chance than your backup. So, okay, wonderful. And if for the Bear fans don't want to laugh at me by saying, you were wrong. Okay, yeah, I was wrong. I admit it. Back when we were on the losing streak, I thought we were going to lose every game going forward. I admitted to that mishap. I admit to this mishap. We made the playoffs. But listen, we're going to be a first-round exit. Again, if the team proves me wrong and they beat the Saints, guess what? I'll come back next week and say this team proved me wrong. But this team does not instill any confidence in me after watching that Packers game that they can go out there and beat the Saints. And if you somehow are confident, you must have some sort of false security about you, and you must be lying. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. So it's been Camper 15. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys Bear fans next week when it'll be the last game of the season for the Bears. So, yeah, other than that, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your day. Until then, guys, peace.